Hey everybody, so today I want to talk to you about Bernie Sanders and Trump in a hypothetical election scenario. So Bernie Sanders is a renowned Democratic socialist from the state of Vermont. He's a senator there, and he's quote unquote widely popular. So he's not an actual socialist in many senses of the word. However, he actually self-identifies as one, and I think that would be like the number one killer in his campaign. Because if you look at Pew's research, socialism has only a 35% approval rating, and that's much worse than Trump's. And the fact that he's advocating for a position that is widely unpopular, and I think a lot of his points would be proven false because he's always advocating for the Scandinavian system, which is not actually inherently socialist. It's actually inherently more capitalist in many ways than the United States, and this would be one of the key killers in his campaign, and the fact that he would actually lose a lot of the moderate Democrats in this case. So this would be great in the swing states. So Trump would be actually probably pick up a lot more votes in the Midwest. He would be not so popular in the light blue states, so Virginia, Colorado, and New Mexico. Even though they have some, if not a lot, of progressive influence, that's certainly not enough to win the election. Progressivism is growing in strength. However, I find this very how would I see this? Alarming, because progressivism is fundamentally anti-American, and this is a huge issue with their platform, and I think you'd be killed on this. Issues of foreign policy, Sanders will definitely cave to Trump, and he's anti-war, but I don't think that will be helpful, as they have some similar views on the topic, Trump and Bernie. So let's look at the 270 to win it map. So here we go. So here's the 2016 election, and I think it's going to be radically different. So let's get a blank state, blank, and Washington, Oregon, California. These are highly progressive. They're actually favorable of socialism. So these three states will definitely go for Bernie Sanders. Bernie, for the state of Vermont, is probably going to be a huge blowout, like 70% plus. He's gonna, no way in chance he's gonna lose Vermont. This is the most socialist state in the Union. So he's gonna win Vermont. He's gonna win the state of Rhode Island. He's gonna win the state of Connecticut. He's also probably, no, not New Hampshire, probably gonna win the state of Massachusetts. But I'm gonna say it's gonna be closer than the 2016 election because, Massachusetts is actually surprisingly fiscally conservative for being a blue state, and this has a lot to do with their history. I think you would have some great appeal in New York and New Jersey, and also Maryland and D.C. And I think I would actually there's going to be a lot more swing states here that used to be previously hard blue. So definitely he's not going to have any appeal in the mountain states. And Arizona is not even going to be competitive. North Dakota, the red wall here, not going to be competitive. Then the whole southeast is not going to be. He's almost an atheist, so he's going to lose Virginia. He's not going to be able to win North Carolina because of his religious beliefs. He's not going to appeal to West Virginia at all because of his stance on climate change, or Kentucky. And Florida, I'm actually going to put it in the hard red category this time, because socialism will lose a lot of votes. Even though there's a lot of old people there, it's still not going to help him, especially his views on religion. His military policy may help, but I'm going to put it in the firm red category. I'm going to put Iowa and Ohio and Indiana. Those are definitely going to be firm red states in this case, and Bernie Sanders is going to have a significant disadvantage. So here's the swing states. You're going to notice that all of Maine is going to be a swing state, even though Bernie Sanders is widely popular here. I have a theory about this, that he's good, and I'll talk about this later. Well, let's look at the states that Trump won, but by narrow margins. Pennsylvania, Trump is definitely going to win. So Trump's going to be our president easily in this case, but he's going to push up the margins with Michigan and Wisconsin. He's definitely going to win these. And Minnesota has a progressive history, but Bernie Sanders is going to do worse than Hillary Clinton in Minnesota, and Trump is definitely going to win this. Socialism is just really unappealable to most Americans, and he's going to turn off a lot of the moderate voters. He's only going to keep the progressive base and some anti-Trump Democrats, and that's about as good as he's going to do. So let's look at the state of Colorado, which Hillary won by good margins, but a lot of those are moderate Democrats in Colorado. Same thing with New Mexico. And I think that he's not going to be so. The Latinos are not going to like him as much, especially since socialism in their countries destroyed, Venezuela, Nicaragua, and a lot of big government. Latinos are actually not as in favor as they like, big government light under Hillary Clinton compared to Bernie Sanders. So I think that Trump actually, surprisingly not, will pull off Colorado, New Mexico. And if he's going to pull off those two, he's definitely going to pull off the state of Nevada. Illinois is definitely going to be blue. I don't know why I didn't highlight Chicago. Chicago's going to be diminishing in importance later on, but that's going to be further along the path before Illinois will become competitive again for the Republican Party. Then the state of Virginia. So currently, the Republican Party in Virginia is wrecked, but that has a lot to do with anti-Trump sentiment. But if you think anti-Trump sentiment's bad, wait until you see the anti-democratic Socialist sentiment that will sweep the country if Bernie Sanders is elected. A lot of Democrats like him, but only the most Democrat of the most Democrat likes him. The most progressive people like Bernie Sanders. And this is why he won't do well in Virginia or any other place in the United States. I think that Trump may actually win the popular vote, because even though that California is going to go overwhelmingly, a lot of the rest of the country is not going to like this ideas of socialism. I think he's not going to be able to win Virginia. Delaware, I actually think will be slight red, because there's a lot of moderate Democrats there. It used to be a bellwether state, but the increase in Democrats here, I don't think it's extremely progressive in Delaware. So that he's not going to do well there. I don't think he's going to do well at all in New Hampshire, because if you look at their motto, live free or die, so they tend to elect Republicans at home and elect Democrats afar. It's tend to what the New Hampshire does, and I don't think socialism has anything to do with that motto. It's inherently anti-freedom, so he's not going to do well. Maine, I think, is going to split the vote, but he's going to go the other way. So Trump is overwhelmingly going to win the 2nd district. He's going to be slightly behind in the 1st district because of Portland, and there's 3 electoral votes to Trump. The state of Alaska will go overwhelmingly Trump, and Bernie Sanders will win the state of Hawaii. So this is what I predict, 180 to 358. I don't have any confidence in Bernie Sanders because of this Gallup poll. 60% in favor of capitalism. If 60% of the vote went Trump just because he was advocating for capitalism, that would be a huge blowout, one of the biggest since Ronald Reagan. However, he has a negative image, in a lot of cases his low approval rating, but I think socialism will have a huge impact on Bernie Sanders. You cannot advocate for socialism in America. That's just inherently anti-American. And if you go by group, he's not going to be able to win the small business owners, the entrepreneurs, the free enterprise people. Big business, he's not going to win any of those people who endorse big business at all. So Trump probably starts off with 49% of the vote in this case, people who support big business. The federal government, I don't support the federal government, and socialism with 36% approval rating will destroy Bernie Sanders. Thank you guys for listening today. This is what I would think the final map's going to look like, 180 to 358. And if you guys have any questions, comments, or disagree with me, please post this below. And you could also comment on my Reddit. I now have a Minds account, which I really like Minds. This is a more independent platform than YouTube. There's less censorship going on. I have a lot more time, easier. It's easier for me to advertise there. So thank you guys for supporting my channel and watching my videos. Have a great day.